Kids, today I'm going to retell a story. For those of you that have been watching my videos for the last several years, this is a repeat. I had erased my original video collection of over 400 videos because it was just too much. And even I didn't want to wade through each individual video when it gets to be that much. So I just decided to refresh and restart several months ago. And I'm taking it much slower than I used to. I used to pop out a video once or twice a day practically. I just don't have that much zest for doing that anymore. Anyhow, this one's important. It's pretty timeless. It's called The Steak and the Egg, and I first heard of it as a joke in Latin America, and specifically was in Peru. But when translated, it makes an excellent English parable. And so I'm going to tell it as a parable or as a story as opposed to a joke, because translated, it simply would, especially for people in the United States, it simply would not make a lot of sense humor-wise, although we can relate. In Latin America, in the lower neighborhoods, as they call them, typically they have very rough, unpaved roads, or if they have paved roads, they have big potholes. And the only time they ever get fixed is during elections. And otherwise, it's up to the residents to get together and have a pollada, which is like a block party where they sell chicken and beers and typical foods and drinks at a profit, and then the whole block gets together, and then they make the profit, and they pay somebody to come fix the potholes or whatever. So it's deeply rooted in the culture. Now, our story begins in the middle of the night. Now, another thing about the lower neighborhoods is they're not always well lit. They don't have tons of street lights. So, and sometimes many are broken. Just random violence and not being replaced, etc. So I want you to picture this poor neighborhood in South America with a very bumpy, potholey road and just one street lamp, and it's hissing and barely glowing because it's about to die from such long use. And here comes this food delivery truck bouncing down the street in the middle of the night, making its rounds. And as the food delivery truck comes down the road through the neighborhood, it hits a big pothole, and a steak flies out of the back and hits the ground. And as soon as it does, little legs and arms and eyes pop up, and it gets up very indignant, and it dusts itself off and looks absolutely revolted and disgusted, and walks over to the street corner where the street lamp is, and it puts its arm on the street lamp, and it waits with its hand on its hip, just indignant and pissed. And the truck keeps going down the road and hits another pothole, and an egg falls out on the street. And as soon as it falls out in the street, the little arms and legs and eyes pop up, and the egg gets up and looks around, and suddenly, like in Disney, through the darkness of all these buildings, you see little eyes popping up everywhere. And the egg panics and begins to run with his arms up in his air like SpongeBob, screaming, "Help, help, help, they're gonna eat me, they're gonna eat me, help, help, help." And the egg runs towards the steak, who's still standing there just looking like, "Really, I'm here." And the egg runs by, "Run, run, help, they're going to eat us, they're going to eat us, help, 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 run." And as the egg comes tearing around the corner by the steak says, "They don't know me." This is the parable. Now, I'll let you to discuss it and think about what this means. And if you have any questions, please ask. I'll be happy to explain it to you. It fits into many different aspects of our lives on so many levels. And it's rather brilliant. I just wanted to share it with you. It's one of my very favorite parables. And it seems to get a lot of people unstuck. So that's all for today. A nice short video. Have a good evening.